Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
All right, howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for September 10th. In 1772, Spain's King Carlos III issued his new regulations for presidios, calling for the abandonment of all missions and presidios in Texas, except those at San Antonio and La Bahia. It designated San Antonio as the new capital of Spanish Texas, removed soldiers and settlers from East Texas, and implemented a new Indian policy aimed at establishing good relations with the northern Indian nations at the expense of the Apaches. The order also authorized building 15 presidios between the Gulf of California and the Gulf of Mexico to protect settlements. In 1915, Rogers Hornsby debuted with the St. Louis Cardinals. His first year, he batted .313, and from 1921 to 1925, he averaged .397, .401, .384, and .424. Wow, and .403. His .358 career batting average is only exceeded by Ty Cobb's .367. Hornsby won 7 batting titles, was twice MVP for the National League, and won the 1926 World Series as a player and manager with the Cardinals. He was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1942. Born on the family ranch near Winters in 1896, Hornsby passed away in 1963 and was buried at Hornsby Bend, a few miles east of Austin, in the old family cemetery. In 1960, Lamar Hunt's Dallas Texans of the newly formed AFL played their first game, a 21-20 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Texans would be AFL champions for the third season in 1962. At the end of the 1962 season, because of the competition with the NFL's Dallas Cowboys for fans, the Texans moved to Kansas City and became the Chiefs. And I heard, the old story goes that he and who was the owner of the Cowboys then? I can't remember. But they flipped a coin to see who was going to move, and I guess he lost. Imagine if that coin had gone the other way. In 1960, Abner Haynes played his first game with the Dallas Texans of the new AFL against the Los Angeles Chargers. Haynes was born in Denton in 1937 and broke the color barrier at North Texas State College, which is now UNT, in 1956. He earned Rookie of the Year honors with the Dallas Texans. In 8 seasons with the Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs and 3 other teams, he set AFL records for touchdowns in a game, season, and career. He's a member of the Kansas City Chiefs and Texas Sports Hall of Fame. In 1966, John H. Westbrook became the first black student to play varsity football in the Southwest Conference when he played for Baylor University against Syracuse University. Westbrook, who was born in Groesbeck in 1947, earned a bachelor's at Baylor and a master's from Southwest Missouri State University. 1 week after his first game, Jerry Levias of SMU became the second black player to play for a Southwest Conference team. Westbrook died in Houston on December 17th, 1983. Wow, here's another one. We got a lot of football history on September 10th. 1966, Donnie Anderson played his first game with the Green Bay Packers. He was born in Borger in 1943 and at Stinnett High School earned letters in 3 sports and was an All-American in football. At Texas Tech University, he was twice All-American in football in 1964 and 1965 and was the 1966 Gator Bowl MVP. With the Green Bay Packers and the St. Louis Cardinals, he excelled as a runner, receiver, and punter. Anderson was a member of the Packers when they won the first 2 Super Bowls in 1966 and 1967, and he's in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. And finally, in 1974, Lily E.M. Drennan, the first licensed female truck driver and trucking firm owner in Texas, died in Hempstead. She dropped out of school in the 5th grade, received her commercial driver's license in 1929, and assumed ownership of the Drennan truck line in 1934 after divorcing her husband. She operated the line for nearly 24 years. Lily wore khaki pants, laced boots, and a 10-gallon hat and carried a loaded revolver when she drove. During a trip to Hollywood, the Los Angeles Times called her a dryland tugboat Annie. That's funny. All right, folks, that was your Texas History Roundup for September 10th. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.